first points of the season. Apart from having to stop 6 times because of Grobler's physical condition, the proudly South African Nissan crew had had a trouble-free run. Enjoy the ride. Woolridge and Scholthammer were by now aware of Grobler's condition and were piling on the pressure in the hope that the Nissan crew would make a mistake that would allow the Team Ford Racing pair to steal the lead. Cox and Pitchford were still hard at it, with the Arnold Chatz car's Nissan hardbody not missing a beat, other than running low on fuel on day 1. Cronje, himself a former Rotax Max World Karting champion, and Birkin maintained a blistering pace in the now rear-wheel drive Castrol Toyota Hilux. With the oil pressure scare now behind them, Piazza Musa and Hering were on their way to earning valuable points to add to the 31 they scored on the Nissan Dealer 400, while Hugo de Bruyn was as stylish as always and in line for a 3rd successive Class E win in the ABSA Off-Road Championship. 16 valuable championship points awaited Pearson Vosloo if they brought the Castrol Toyota Hilux KZTE home second in Class E, while Gavin Cronje and Robin Houghton were on their way to a maiden finish for the rookie driver who appears to have adapted well to off-road racing. The ever-consistent Henry Zematin and Bodo Schwedler were heading for their 3rd finish of the season and a rich haul of points to boot. Team Ford Ranger development crew Rubuluza and Fakalisa have, in the space of 3 events, become popular members of the off-road racing fraternity and impressed all with their consistency. Marius and Tracy van Vuren have raced together for 4 years and have moved up into the top 10 with the Bosel N1 4x4 Toyota Hilux. On the special vehicle front, the order was much the same as before, with Mekhekeneni and Carolyn in the Total Jimco comfortably in the lead, and over an hour ahead of Clint Gibson and Mike Brown in the 2nd place Presidium batch. The KwaZulu-Natal businessmen were destined to finish 2nd and pick up another 35 points to add to the 35 they earned on the Nissan Sugarbelt 400. Their consistency paid off and they moved up a place on the ABSA Off-Road Championship log. Nick Harper and Andrew Chalupsky were well known for their consistency, and a podium finish on the Toyota 1000 would rocket them from 9th to 4th in the Special Vehicle Championship. Apart from a puncture on day 1, Noble and Hope had a clean run in the Abe's Furniture Raceco, and a well-earned class win earned them sufficient points to jump into the Class S Championship lead. Fariawa and Dudhir did well to eventually overtake the Class S Raceco and finish 4th overall in the Oven Fresh Biscuits Porter, which has shown tremendous potential. Hamish and Alistair Stubbs in the slightly battered Fence Erect Viper were rewarded with the Class B win, ahead of Arnold Pistorius and Theo Grobler in the Raceco. The de Bruyn still had time to tow the stricken Castrol Toyota Hilux of Piazza Musa to the finish. A blown engine put paid to their chances of a finish. Hearing was left behind in the bushes, and they were excluded from the results for being towed across the line. The Toyota 1000 is regarded as Botswana's biggest sporting event.
The race has become a very important event. In fact, the government is taking it very seriously. They want to put it in the yearly calendar and make sure that this race takes place every year. In fact, the people themselves are very interested in the race. The enthusiasm and the interest that it has created is unbelievable. And I think everybody right from the top appreciates what's happening in Botswana and the amount of people it's bringing and the difference it makes to the economy. Tourism as well, it brings a lot of people.
The fans had turned out in their thousands and waited in eager anticipation for the leaders to enter the finish chute. Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek achieved their objective, which was to win the Toyota 1000 for the third successive time.
It was very tough today. I had a stomach bug and we had to stop about 5-6 times, but we got to the end. I think I'm a little bit dehydrated. I think we've won our 3 in a row, and that's what makes it very nice. We're very happy to be here.
Woolridge and Schalthammer managed to cut the Nissan pair's lead down to 30 minutes at the finish. Two class wins for Nissan, with Cox and Pitchford edging out rivals Cronje and Birkin by 13 seconds for the Class D win. The De Bruins picked up their third successive Class E win for Toyota. The moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived, with Tang Magekeneni the first Motswana to win the Toyota 1000. What a welcome.
It's incredible. This is unbelievable. It's like a dream come true. I never thought if we won this race, the extent of support would be at this magnitude. You know, myself, Burks, we did a wonderful job. We had no punches, the car was flawless. I thank our team, everybody, mechanics. I don't know, I'm speechless. It's been a wonderful race. And also we thank Total for their support.
We had a wonderful day, we had no problems, and this one's for Mike. We had a wonderful day, and I'm so glad for him. I think he's got more fans here than the whole of the Botswana president. The whole country's sitting here looking after him. So it was nice to be chauffeured by such a VIP.
I'm very proud. After all, I trained him. Yeah, I taught him how to drive. Bush bashing for that matter. Yeah.
A popular win for Magekeneni and Carolyn, with Class A vehicles occupying the top 10 placings and brothers Hamish and Alistair Stubbs walking away with the Class B win. Toyota salutes the category and class winners of the 2004 Toyota 1000 Desert Race. While Grobler and Leek have extended their production vehicle championship lead to 122 points, the danger men would appear to be Hugo and Jaap de Bruin in the Castrol Toyota Hilux, who have moved to within 30 points of the leaders. Mahekeneni is back in the Special Vehicle Championship lead after winning 2 of the 3 rounds of the ABSA Off-Road Championship run to date. Audrey Roots and Dion de Kock are the Class B leaders. The next round of the ABSA Off-Road Championship is the Sun City 400, which takes place at the Pilanesberg Resort on the 23rd and 24th of July. Off-Road South Africa has laid out a route that differs significantly from previous years, but will again be a real test for man and machine and offer excellent spectating opportunities, all within close proximity to Sun City. Last year's Sun City 400 attracted 31 production vehicle and 36 special vehicle entries. Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek trounced the opposition in their proudly South African Nissan hardbody, winning the event by over 30 minutes from teammates Duncan Foss and Mike Griffith. Nissan made a clean sweep in Class D, with the win going to GBS Racing's Hein Grobler and Gerrit Prinsloo in the Nissan hardbody. Arnold Du Plessis and George Baker were second in the BB Auto entry, and Coetzee Labuschagne and Johan Gerber third in another GBS Racing Nissan hardbody. Castrol Toyota Hiluxes dominated Class E, with Mark Premier and Chris Birkin the winners, and Cassie Coetzee and Oki Fourie second. Gary Bertholdt and Brandon Harkis won Class A in the back racing entry, with Terence Marsh and Trevor Ayer second in the Jimco, and John Moore and Fred Werner third in the Chenoweth. Clint Gibson drove solo to win the Class B in the Presidium Bat, with Marcus Taylor and Mark de Chalane second, and Bez and Dion Bezuidenhout third. Class S was a 2-horse race, with Mohammed Noor and Mohammed Molson emerging victorious over Nick Gosler and Warren Bowie.
The South